My friend Judy had a second chance of dying, and it sounds really strange to say it in that way, but she used to live in Jerusalem and came to get Belgium due to the war conflict that's going on in her country. And a couple of months ago, she suddenly didn't feel so well, was rushed to the hospital, and was really on the brink of death. Was brought back and is now going through her second phase of letting go of her body. And I went to talk to her. We're on, Judy.
I'm on, okay. So yesterday was June 9th, Tuesday. And shit, my doctor came to see me yesterday. And he took my blood pressure and my temperature, my lungs, and all that. And everything is stable. It's been stable for 2 months now. And he said it's amazing. He used the word amazing. That from the time he first saw me, which was on March 9th, I was so close to death. He never thought I would recover to this amount, where I'm continually stable. And he said it's practically unheard of. Because when you're so far gone, you don't have that much further to go. But I've been able to make like a comeback. And I think a lot of it has to do with the state of mind. When they told me on March 9th, when I was in the emergency room, and shit demanded that I go to the hospital then, I didn't realize how sick I was. From that moment, when I learned how sick I was, and what the diagnosis was 75% correct, that I was in stage 4 cancer in numerous areas in my body, like uterine and stomach, affecting my kidneys, most likely affecting my lungs. There wasn't much of an option of what I should do. It didn't make sense to do chemotherapy or some sort of therapy that would obviously take me back, because it takes out all your energy. That would only work on one part of the body when I had other parts of the body that were equally damaged and in distress. So I immediately said, I don't want therapy. Let me just live as comfortable as I can. Let me be in a place of joy and gratefulness. I don't want to be around people who are emotionally upset, who are going to be despondent. I don't want to be around that. I just want to be in a very calm place and let it happen, because it's going to happen eventually. And I'm 74 years old. I've had a wonderful life. And it's like I'm unplugging from things. And when I look back before March 9th, I was already in the stages of unplugging from things. I didn't have to do any more artwork. I had no more writing I wanted to do. There were all these things I had once thought I wanted to continue doing. There was no need. It was finished. And so I accepted that. And then when Baba offered me his rooms, well, this is heaven on earth. This is a big surprise. And to go through it with so much grace, surrounded by yogis, being able to control how many people come to visit me, because I don't have a lot of energy. And I don't like to visit with people when I don't have energy. And of course I'm losing weight. I get sometimes very tired. The other day when I took a shower, I did more independently than I've done the last 3.5 months. I washed my own hair. And that's a big thing. You don't realize how much energy you expend doing things until you have no energy to do it. But I think there's a miraculousness happening around me. How long it will be, for what length, no idea. I can wake up tomorrow and say, that's it. I don't know. And it doesn't really matter. I want to be able to go gracefully. I don't have a fear of going. I don't think about it very often, to be honest. I don't think about that last moment. What's it going to be like? I can't know. So why put energy into that? And my sister's been a big help. I had a big problem with my sister during the time when my mother was leaving her body. And that was she died on August 1st, 2015. So going back a few years. And we had a big conflict. And then I knew I had to contact her. I didn't want to contact her just by email. That's too impersonal. And so one night, evening, it was in the evening, I was thinking about it, and I only found out later that Muktiyama was thinking about it and saying in the ether, Judy, you've got to call up your sister. I got out of my sleep, I picked up the phone, I called her on WhatsApp, and it was as if there was nothing between us. As if there was no problems, no disharmony, nothing. And it's been like that since we reconnected, which is a miracle in itself. And she's been really good about taking care of contacting friends of mine and relatives, because I don't have the energy to communicate. So it's all been rather miraculous in all different areas of what I'm going through. And you just never know how it's going to affect somebody else. Never knew how it would affect you. Yeah? Never affected how many people say, you look so beautiful. When I think, I look like a half-dead monkey. But it's what you just go through. And I think that if one could stay calm and not get caught up in the drama, but in the grace, that makes a big difference. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, well, I was just, it's just this thing, some people say, not some people, but it's because I'm here in Belgium, and I can't say it's popular, but it's like, oh, I'm dying, I don't want to be a burden, just give me an injection and let me just get out of here. And I find that so cynical, because what are you messing with? And I just find that it's such a grace what you're going through. Thank God that you could get the help in the hospital, that they give it to you, saying, no, we're going to...
When I was in the hospital, they have different groups of people, psychologists. Another group, I call them the Death Watch. They come in, they talk to you about some of the options. Chemotherapy, this type of therapy. Do you want help? Do you not want help? And I said to them, the first thing I said to them, I said, you can talk to me about anything you want, but never say the word euthanasia. That's murder. I do not want to be murdered. Just because I'm choosing not to do chemotherapy does not mean that I'm murdering myself. It means I don't want to prolong something which is not going to end well because it's so vast. Why do that? Why go through all that pain and suffering of the body when we don't know if it's going to be effective? I came to them like I dropped out of the sky. They don't have any medical history on me. They have no idea if within my medical history I have the ability to fight off cancer. If I have the ability to be able to stop all that bad stuff from happening, that I could heal myself in a certain way. And I thought, don't talk to me about euthanasia. I'm completely against it. It's morally and ethically and medically completely wrong. I don't believe it for animals. I don't believe it for people. So that was the first thing. That shocked them. That literally shocked them. And then when I said to them, in a rather joyful way, as I'm saying to you, let me just go. Let me go peacefully. Let me go as quietly and gently as I can. Let me be able to control the pain. Let me be able to control the discomfort. That to me is the most important. So your intuition was right about that. Did not want to talk about euthanasia. That's horrible. That's like abortion. You're killing something. Whether you agree with it or you don't agree with it, there are different ways that you can look at it and different ways that you can contemplate on it. And I'm not saying not to do it. I'm not there to judge that woman or that person's options. This is just coming from my heart.
Oh, that's so nice. And then you're gonna pass away here in Ghent, Belgium, of all places.
Right, in Belgium.
Yeah.
Cremated in Belgium. Well, with all that's going on in Israel, it's best that I'm here. It's working well.